This is Gadget Stop 321 and my Kaweco Lilliput fountain pen went through the laundry this week. Actually, it went through the washing machine. I discovered it before it made it to the dryer. But I wanted to do a video immediately, but it was in the morning before school, and I didn't want to leave some ink had leaked out into the cap, and I didn't want to leave it in there. This is an aluminum pen. It could have caused corrosion. So I went ahead and cleaned out the cap and washed off the section. It had ink all over it. I knew there was a possibility of this happening. This is such a lightweight pen. It's aluminum, and I've discovered it in my pocket a couple different times before it made it actually into the washing machine. But it was earlier this week. It was after school. Usually after school, I'll go ahead, before I head home, I'll put all my pens back in their rickshaw sleeve and put them in my purse before I leave school. But I left this one in my pocket, and I was out away from the house, and I discovered that it was still in my pocket, and I thought, ooh, I've got to remember to put this away when I get home, and forgot, and discovered it in the bottom of the washer. And there were several drops of ink that I washed out of the cap. There was ink all over the section and on the nib, and I just kind of washed that off. And, you know, this is one way to empty out some of your ink. This is all the ink that was left. I haven't written with it since then. I wanted to see how it writes. Now, I'll go ahead and do my writing sample, but I haven't discovered really any damage. The only damage to this pen, actually, was already there, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There are some tiny scratches, and I think oh yeah, there it is. Those little scratches. I think I got these from it rolling off my desk at school. I don't know. It rolled off my desk, and then I discovered those scratches, and I hadn't noticed them before, so I thought, that might be from it rolling off my desk. But I was kind of worried with it going through the washer that it might mess up the printing on it. But no, that's still in really good shape. It washed off some of the silicone grease, so the threads, well, they're still pretty smooth. I had some silicone grease on the threads. So let's do the writing sample. I've got my Filofax notebook out. Since I have Sailor Gentle Black in here, which has been a really, really well-behaved ink, even on paper that's not real fountain pen friendly. I want to see how it behaves. It's really good about not bleeding through and not feathering. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses up. We'll see how this goes. But this Filofax notebook paper is not great. Let me make sure. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure some ink's gonna actually. Okay. Yeah, this Filofax notebook paper feels like you're writing on a paper towel. It just really sucks the ink out of the nib. I don't predict this is going to go well. Okay. And I just want to show you, see how the ink just really spreads. It looks like you're writing with a magic marker. pens. Well, the bleed through wasn't terrible, but just on the verge of bleeding through, just enough that it's not the greatest. I wouldn't use it for journaling, but I guess for some just taking daily notes, to-do lists and stuff like that, scratching around it would be okay. But it's not pleasant to write on, when you're writing on absorbent paper and it just spreads out. Okay, so that little experiment. Now the pens, so I discovered this Monday morning. I didn't really use it after that. Got just a little bit more ink in it. I've been using this pen for a month. And it's so miserly with the ink, but with this Sailor Gentle Black, it still does nice. My gel pen, my Machine Era with the Pilot G2 refill, I don't think I used it once this week. It's still in the lineup. It's there when I need it. But it's been kind of a busy week, and I haven't done really any journaling, not even much note-taking. My TWSBI Mini that I have the Diamine Earl Grey in that I love, that I really want to take some notes with. I haven't had that much of an opportunity to use it, so it's going to stay in the lineup. These are going to stay in the lineup this week. This should be finished up. It should. I should finish up the ink in it this week. This is the pen I've used the most this week for grading. My wooden pen, it was just a gift from my sister. It's got the nice big nib on it, really comfortable to use. I've got Colorverse Golden Record in it. I've been using that for grading. I've forgotten how smooth this nib is. Oh man. Yeah. And I did notice it's a pretty wet writer. I've enjoyed it. Well, looks like I'm going to be picking a new pen to grade with this week. That surprises me because I haven't been checking on it to see how fast the ink was getting used up. But I shouldn't be surprised because this is a really wet writer. I've noticed that on some of the students' papers that are not as fountain pen friendly, which I'm going to go ahead and say that there's a lot of just regular notebook paper nowadays. I would say most of it is somewhat fountain pen friendly, surprisingly. But occasionally I get the paper that really, feels like this paper really draws the ink out of the pen. It's really absorbent. But, okay, so it looks like this one's going to get retired this week. That surprises me. I'm going to have to choose another pen for grading. In fact, this one has so much ink in it. I don't know. This gray ink, that's just going to blend in with the students' pencil, their work they do with pencils. So that's not going to work. It's okay to use black ink for grading when the students are using pencil, but this one's almost out of ink. So that's something to look forward to. I get to pick another pen. Maybe I'll put the purple cartridge, G2 cartridge, or refill, back in the Machine Era. I might do that. All right, well, oh, and I thought the Diamine Earl Grey, since it's a pale gray ink, I thought it might work on this not so great paper. This is a fine nib. I'll go ahead and mark that on here. But even this, it's like writing with a magic marker on a paper towel. It's just not pleasant. This is better suited, I guess, for gel pens and pencils are okay. I'm not even that crazy about pencils because the paper's so soft and, you know, not great. But if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.